it Saturday night for the Four Nations.
It's great.
And
can you please just acknowledge that I was right about it?
Well, I never had an issue with it. I think Milbury had the issue with it. My issue was like, why can't there be more nations, right? I want to see more nations.
Right.
Not four nations, more nations.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
there's 40 nations.
Well, there's a lot of, like,
Right.
we talked about Russian players. There's
Right.
got to be some German
We
players.
want Trinidad and Tobago.
Wiggy even wants territories.
No, it doesn't.
He doesn't care.
What
it doesn't
I've
have to be nations. It can be territories, possessions.
Wiggy's answer to everything is to add more.
Well,
he wants Virgin Islands thrown in there.
Hey.
Like what? It doesn't matter.
What I've realized is this, because I watched the zero of the NBA All-Star Weekend, and I heard it was an absolute joke. But what I realized with Four Nations is that it's all about pitting somebody against somebody that is completely different. So, excuse me, where in football we always used to say the best players are from Texas, the best players are from Georgia. To have it to where in the NBA it's starting to look like the NBA versus the world, I'd be all for that. Right? The Four Nations works well because you're proud to represent your country. You'd be proud to represent.
Oh, you mean in the NBA you could do USA against a world team?
Yeah,
That's
and I think some NBA players were like, you could do USA versus the world. So that means you could have Luka, the Joker, Giannis all on the same team. Wemby.
Yeah.
It's just take a page out of what the NHL is doing with the Four Nations. And if you're the NBA, you need to be figuring out how can we change this format, because the regular All-Star game just don't work.
Yeah. All right. No, I mean, playing for your country clearly, and this sets up well for Thursday night. There's a little bad blood between Canada and the U.S. U.S. players took it personal that the anthem was booed up there the other night and responded, and so I love it.
It's interesting now. Like Thursday night, you go like, damn, they were fighting, and you're like, just the way they're throwing their bodies around.
Yeah,
it's just more interesting because I feel like people play harder for their country, their city,